You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Challenge Rivals 2 After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Challenge Rivals 2 After Show.
Gon' hit it, then hit.
What?
Talking that shit, I'ma twerk while you in it. One bad bitch, she with it. If you twerking too hard, let the beat drop, work it on up, let the bass vibrate on your ass. Girl, bust it up and make that man want it bad. How many minutes will it take? Better work the time when it comes to the face.
Girl, if you want,
I can beat it up.
What?
Oh my
What?
God.
pussy love.
Hey.
I want a copy.
Oh my God.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV after show for The Challenge Rivals 2 Final Destination. That song is featuring our very own Nicolette Sensei.
Yes.
Everyone's like, why do you know every word to that song?
Because she sang it.
Yes,
You know what I
like?
like when people do music and stuff and it sounds like it should be on the radio already.
Yeah.
Hey.
I like that.
Thank you.
Sensei.
I
Don't
appreciate
play.
it. You know, I don't play.
You know
Where
that?
can everyone download
You
that
can
track?
go to SoundCloud/DJ Marley Waters. He just released his new mixtape, Slap.
And what was the name of that song?
It's called Pussy Love.
Hey.
Because everyone loves.
The pussy. I don't love, I don't go that way. But, I do love guys who
Jesse and I.
appreciate
Stop
that.
saying it so much. It's just,
Speaking of the power of P,
There you go. Mirrored peas.
mirrored peas. We have our pocket protein here tonight. We've been waiting for it, Mark, and we finally got it.
Look at that, America. Huh?
And I'm excited. We're gonna take a sip of it live.
Is that fantastic?
You ready?
Oh, right now?
All right, live.
You don't go
We're
crazy.
just gonna go for it.
First, what's your flavor?
My flavor is berry.
But what I
Mine's
tell you it tastes
strawberry.
like.
It tastes
Oh,
like
it's
Hawaiian
bubbling.
Punch. I'm gonna
Mine's
be the
a
test
bubble.
ever right
Got
Go
now.
ahead. Go ahead, Jess.
Croquet.
Oh, it's the best thing you've ever
Ready?
tasted.
Oh, mine's bubbling.
I'm telling you, it tastes like Starburst
So
and Sour
glorious.
Patch Kids.
Actually, yeah, it doesn't taste like Hawaiian Punch. It tastes like a Starburst.
It tastes like candy.
Good.
It tastes just
But-
like candy.
okay,
Hey.
It's like sour and sweet, like a freaking Sour Patch
Does everybody
Kids.
know what we're
1-2
talking about right
punch.
now? Does everybody know that this is Mark Long's new product, Pocket
here.
Protein?
Pocket
It's
Protein.
amazing.
Pocket
Yeah,
Protein.
you can anytime, guys. You can even mix it with a little vodka and Sprite.
That's what we were just talking
Don't
about.
play.
And it tastes delicious. Go to
You know
pocketprotein.com
what?
right
The
now.
strawberry low-key tastes like that Go Girl.
You love
Okay.
it. You love it.
Wegmans,
play.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
All right.
Some shit.
ShopRite, what?
ShopRite.
Pocket Protein, you need that to boost your performance. Okay, I'm about to have one of
For
those before
some
my
pussy
performance
love,
this
you need some
weekend.
Pocket Protein.
There you go.
Best show ever. Best show ever.
All right, now
And moving on.
Rivals 2, Final Destination, second to last episode. It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy, joined in studio by Nicolette Gaona,
Hey, y'all.
Roxy Striar,
Hello.
Are these yours?
the
Yeah, kind
Mark
of baller, right?
Long.
Hello, America.
Okay. That's a snapshot.
I was gonna give him the steamer thing, but never mind. I gotta think of a new one.
The Mark Long.
All right.
Hot.
Episode was we were gonna watch the shit they didn't show, and then we were like, eh.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah, totally keep the glasses
Yeah,
on, Rox.
keep
Looking good.
You're looking
All
like
right.
a rock star.
The challenge.
Great
Miss
episode.
Striar.
We got the finishing
I love
from last
that
week's.
twist, man.
It was really good.
I wanted to be there.
I was
I was really believing they were going
Oh,
to
the Tokyo
I
twist.
did too.
Because
Tokyo twist.
the best part of about that twist is because I put myself in the situation, like, you're just so relaxed when you know, like, he tells you you're going to another country. You're like, wow, I can maybe have a few beers tonight. We're not going to be doing anything for at least a few days. And then, bam, you get stopped by the terrorists, the masked men.
Right.
There's
They
gotta
probably
be-
did drink a shit ton.
Oh, yeah.
too.
Dude, that's how they roll, man. I mean, it's so crazy.
And if TJ was really smart, he would have made them watch Broken Down Palace the night before.
They had to be scared
Really got it
shitless for
going.
like 30 seconds. I would have been like, wait, is this part of the show, or is something really happening? No joke. They must, for at least 30 seconds. I know that TJ comes on, he's like,
I would say they were
TJ.
probably scared for a good 15, 20 seconds. The girls, 30 maybe. Boys, 15.
But as you said, they couldn't keep it a surprise the whole time because CT would have kicked somebody's ass.
Somebody would have. I mean, even if I was on the bus, I would have been like trying to find the sharpest object around me.
I would have
Like,
been
all
hiding
right.
underneath one of the seats. Like,
This
do
bitch
not
would have been
touch
out the
me.
damn window.
Like, what's
I really
Thailand's,
would have went through the window.
what's Phuket Thailand's number for 911? Like,
Fook.
Who knows?
Phuc.
Well, they don't even get phone.
Oh, yeah, that's
Right,
true. They're
so-
screwed. Abducted.
All right, but let's rewind. Start at the beginning. It was off last week. Camila, Jemmy versus Nisa and Diem. They're doing the cutting with the saw.
Yeah,
with the baby
so
saw.
we learned that the strategy is for one, because you're only allowed to have one hand on the rope at a time, which they don't tell us. But
The rope.
Oh, this is, I got intimidated.
I was like, wait, what's going on
So
here?
you gotta have the saw, and you're holding the saw like this, because otherwise you can only touch one. So we're going
Well,
like
you
this,
please
and you're
explain
doing
like
that.
what?
Okay.
She's holding it for the iTunes.
Right, so I'm holding the saw with my two hands underneath the rope,
Yep.
so that
You
my
mean on
partner
top of the
Mark,
rope?
no, underneath.
Oh, okay.
So
Hold it up
I'm
to get
holding
tension,
it. Yeah,
tension
I'm
for
holding it
movement.
still.
And then
So
I
that
saw.
my partner can saw. But unfortunately, Diem and Nisa realized that
Too late.
Too late.
Too late to
And also, I guess perspective is all relative, and when you're looking at it from Johnny and he's standing backwards, he could say, guys, here's what you have to do. But I
Right.
feel like if you already knew that this was a challenge that has happened before, I mean that this is something that you can go into the jungle for, if you're about to go into the final week, you need to prepare for every single jungle there has been. So I would think I would go in with a strategy for
Right.
every single jungle.
You have
if it
to.
was the stick thing, if it's the saw thing, you know.
Blindfold thing, you go low.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You have a strategy. And I just feel like neither team really had a strategy, and Johnny kind of threw the strategy to both teams.
Well, I feel like Camila and, well, I guess Camila and Jemmy, they were cool with Cook and Cara Maria. Maybe they had given them a little bit of.
And I also feel
Maybe.
like Diem and Anissa really got worked up and maybe mentally really psyched themselves out going into it because they're real frantic.
Well,
When
I
you get in
think
there, it's just
Diem
like-
more so.
Yes, I agree.
Because Anissa looked like she was going hard that whole time. Well, at first, it just looked like, I don't know what she was
Well,
trying to
and
do.
then I think it comes down to who's the better competitor. I mean, at the end of the day, we've seen Diem and Anissa really pull through because of politics and really slid through. They never really had to work a challenge that hard because they knew
This
they were going to
season,
get past. Yeah, so the time where they have to show and they have to prove they couldn't, which is not a surprise because they couldn't do it. And that's really what it came down to, and that's really what it is.
So they lost. Camila and Jemmy win. And then we get to a scene of Paula and Emily having like a.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a breakdown. What would you call it, Roxy?
I mean, I just think that you have self-doubt in these situations, and if everybody was filming every second of your life, I would have self-doubt that was on camera too. I think it's completely natural, but I do think that you have to try to stay positive for your partner, because otherwise, the second that you're doubting yourself, your partner's like, uh-oh, you kept lifting me up, now I feel like we're screwed. But something Paula said that I thought was interesting, she said, you don't even have to pick on people, the final picks on them.
That was.
So,
And we
Great line.
saw that tonight.
Yeah.
And you know what else?
sure.
And I think when they had that, we'll call it a breakdown just for this discussion. But I
Right.
think when Paula and Emily had that kind of moment, I think they were just so relieved that they made it to the finals that finally sunk in. We're expected to win this thing. I feel like they
Right.
had that over
Mm-hmm.
themselves. They're like, we're expected to win, and I think Emily even kind of worked herself up. So that was kind of a cool moment, I thought, to watch
Yeah,
that happen.
and on top of that, I think it's also kind of just like here we get to the time where I can finally just relax.
Yeah.
Like we did it. We made it to this point.
And you're
Now all the
emotional.
emotions
Yeah,
that have
you're
built
emotional.
Emily is very afraid of being number two. She never wants to let anybody down. And as we learned tonight, and we've seen, anybody who's a big fan of the show knows that Paula can run long distance like crazy. What's going on?
We have a dog.
We have our
Everything okay?
our
We have
lovely
a
dog
mascot.
Sparky.
Hey, Spark.
He totally just gassed up the studio. Thanks, Sparks.
I'm gonna move on from that. So Paula, we can see she can do long distance all the time. She runs and runs and runs. And Emily, she's amazing force. She can lift anything and she can sprint, but she's not a long distance runner. So I think that the final is always about long distance. Woman, pull yourself together.
It just really
Well, you ever
is
see? Hey, you ever seen the people that like they're so happy about something they end up they're so happy like I'm so happy they start just crying because they're so
I don't think it was
emotional.
that.
But I mean, it, like I felt for them and I like that moment because
Yeah.
it showed a little bit of their weakness.
Yeah, exactly, which we don't see
They're
from
not
that team.
superheroes.
But you know who I loved? I loved watching Cara Maria practice swimming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting swimming lessons from Cook
Yeah,
and
that was
CT.
cute.
That was
a
really
cute
cool.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that probably everybody is practicing their weaknesses, and we didn't see Marlon in the pool, but I bet you he was in the pool, knowing that he's weaker at that. I think that goes with the
He
show.
probably wasn't.
Yeah.
Probably
He was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that later. I'm gonna do my jogging session right now.
right. Let me just do that real quick.
Because he was surprised that they had to swim first, and I'm like, you usually have to. That's usually the first thing they make you do.
I mean,
Right.
other than the
Swimming's
fact
so
that the
great.
third teams were eliminated, it actually helps the teams that can't swim to do that first because you're so much more gassed out towards
Right,
the
right,
end.
right.
If you have to swim at the end,
And let's be
Cara Maria would have been
honest.
like, so screwed.
They're wearing
yeah,
they're
I'd have been
wearing
done.
they're wearing goddamn life jackets.
You
let's
could
be honest
literally,
here.
you could literally float.
Float my way.
You could just let the sea current
Right, take you in.
Yeah.
take you in if you really needed to.
You just get
No
like
one's going to
panicky.
die.
I don't know. Like, I feel like.
Unless the shark is in the building, they gonna take you. That's one only thing will make me swim to get to the island. I don't want no creature coming up behind
you'll
me.
levitate. You'll be like this.
Or
Boom.
seriously.
But don't you? I don't know. Kind of feel like the life vest also kind of holds you back a little bit.
It's a pain in the ass either way, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a pain.
She kept saying there's water in her mouth and water in her mouth, but if you have a life vest on, you know what I would do? I would get on my back and just kick. If I knew I was that bad of a swimmer, just
this
get on your
yeah.
back and just
Like
do
that?
this. Don't panic
Some
because then you're
angels.
swallowing the
Synchronized
water.
swimming.
Do some angels. Left arm, right arm, call it out.
Right.
Left arm.
And definitely-
do it. Left arm, right arm, left. There's how it works. That's
You
it.
definitely don't talk.
We're at the
you know,
island
you don't
already.
like say like you're not speaking because that gasses you even more.
Yeah, and you know, I love Cook for trying, but
Yeah,
when
girl,
she was
I would
like,
cuss you out. Like, girl, don't be trying to talk to me right now as I'm swimming.
no, Cook
No,
was
she was
like, get on my
motivational.
back.
I'd be so
And then she took her
irritated.
on her back. I'm like, girl, you ain't gonna be able to swim with her. Let's really be
Right,
real.
like,
you,
what
that
you
was
about to
cute to
do?
try and look like you
You
was
about
gonna
to be
do something.
Caesar underwater.
It looked good. It looked good for.
But I like that Cook didn't for a single second say like, Cara Maria, what the hell? You know, she was very supportive the whole time, which is the most important because as you see, when teams start to argue, they don't do very well.
But how, you know, at that time,
Camila and
it's
Demi.
kind of like, how can you yell at Cara when you know she's trying her hardest? She was at the house practicing.
Right.
Like, you know,
Right.
you got to get
Right.
it up to some sort of
And
push.
and the thing that was beautiful as we watched was I love it.
beautiful.
I don't know what
Glorious.
you're about to say.
Listen, it was glorious.
It was beautiful.
You knew that they were going to a puzzle, which Cara Maria excelled at. That's
Yeah.
what I enjoyed. If
Yeah.
she could just make it to the island, she's got a shot.
That's why that team is so good because their strengths are complete opposites.
Exactly.
Sometimes I think that actually hurts a team, but this time it helped.
Yeah. Such
So
a great show.
they finish the thing. They find out that they're going to Tokyo, which would have been really creative and,
And TJ
fun.
saying, "Oh, it's so hot here."
Yeah.
Literally playing that up. Ooh, can't wait to get out of here. It's so hot.
Thinking they might go to Alaska, Antarctica.
Some teams
like-
were excited about it though, and some teams were pissed.
So CT, Wes, and Paula were paranoid about not playing on an even playing field.
Yeah.
And Marlon, Jordan, Camila were really excited over the change.
I think they were fearful because I think in Tokyo they thought it was going to be more of like an amazing race kind of thing where
Yeah,
they're doing maps.
totally.
Which should have been
and
really
stuff.
fun to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping for that a little
Right.
bit. Although this twist was cool. It was cool.
Well, so what would you prefer?
I think I like the island setting. I'm like a water baby, so I like the water and the running and jungle way better than maps and figuring out like directions as well. I think it would have
Right.
been fun, but like in terms of being comfortable, I would have loved to just hop in the water and go build a
Build, yeah.
structure.
And you know,
Structure.
I don't know why this hasn't hit me, but it made sense tonight when he said it's really hot here. It's like, imagine being there for however long they're there. You're used to the weather, and then they throw you in Antarctica. Like,
Right.
that messes with your body. It's going to be 10 times colder. Like, so that would have been really cool too to see that change.
I just
that
think it
extreme-
had to do with costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Was it?
expensive.
Are you going production on this?
Yeah,
right now?
I really do. I think they were like, how can we still make this cool, but
That was
not
great
pay-
though.
Yeah.
I love that surprise because when the editing, you could tell something was coming. I was like, this is great. They're
It
not
reminded
going
me
anywhere.
of Room Raiders. You guys ever saw that?
Yeah.
when they come in with the black
Yeah,
mask.
totally.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish they did keep it going a little longer because that was some scary-ish, especially in Thailand. If y'all have ever seen
Right, we are not trying to go.
I
all that
totally read TJ's eyes right when he got on the bus. I'm like, there's TJ.
Really?
That's TJ with the mask.
But I can't believe that you were there as one of the ninjas.
I
That
know
was crazy.
people don't know this, but I was one of the ninjas. I flew in and out in 2 days. So
In ninja style. Wait, can you
Yeah.
give us a ninja pose?
if you look real
Ninja
closely
face?
back at the footage, I actually take Wes off of the bus.
Oh, that's crazy.
So that's a
So why
that's
did
a
you
stump.
leave Cara Marie on the bus? That
That's
was
a
really
stump
rude of
to Steve
you.
Craig. Funny thing is because they did a head count and they gave us the wrong count, so we figured we had everyone. That's why we could have driven off without Cara Maria.
And I love Camera. She didn't even budge one moment.
It's like, hello, you guys.
Mind you could have just easily lifted it
It's
up.
so weird that they flew you all the way out there and then they didn't even want to show your face.
Nope, in and out. They just wanted, you know what? They wanted my aura.
In the string.
They're like this.
I mean, it was a great aura. I'm with
Brute
that.
They didn't
strength.
show it on camera. Cara Maria's like,
Dead serious.
I feel Mark's aura. I feel Mark's energy. His energy's on this.
Is Mark Long in the building? The Mark Long?
His energy's on this guy.
Hit me with that protein.
I smell pocket protein
I was
breath.
not. I did not go. That was all a lie.
It was all we just wanted
But
to
it
listen.
sounded good. We played it off, man. Give us something else.
No Tokyo. Everyone's blindfolded, twisted, brought to a port where TJ is, and announces that they're gonna have to swim. They're brought out a mile from Dream Island,
Dream Island, the yacht.
and they have to swim a mile, finish a puzzle, get on a kayak, and kayak to the super yacht.
But only the two best teams win.
Now, did anyone?
get to move on.
I voiced this in the screening. Did anyone have a problem with it just being swimming in one puzzle and then you're done? I felt like it should have been a few more things.
I had a problem with that, definitely watching as an audience member, but I think there, the swim was a mile long, so that's a pretty long ass swim. And the puzzle, they had an hour to do it, and most teams took the whole thing. So this was way longer than obviously we're seeing. You know that better than anybody.
I know.
But yeah, then there
wanted
was the
one more
kayak part of
thing.
it.
I wanted like one more thing.
I kind of would have liked because there looked like that mountain behind. If they finished the puzzle and had to run up the
Run,
mountain,
yeah.
do
Exactly.
one quick little
Knots
something, like a
to get the
memory
key.
thing.
Right,
rope
memory
course.
thing.
And
Remember when you guys had to memorize the tent?
Yeah.
And had to
what
put it
went
all
where.
back together?
Like
Yeah.
there was
Yeah,
the
that
stove,
was
there was a
hard.
spatula.
Oh yeah, that
Something like that.
That was hard.
And then end up on the other side.
Yeah.
I thought it was just too kind of.
Well,
and
and
you're
I
like,
you're
didn't
saying.
like at the end where they, at the end you don't have to finish it. You know what I'm saying? Like you should
Right.
finish it. I didn't like that at all because it's like this.
Yeah, keep them out
They
there. If you don't
obviously
finish the
didn't
puzzle,
get it.
keep
Yeah,
your ass
keep
out
them
there.
out there until
Day
it-
48, still on the
Right.
puzzle.
That's fair. That's
We're
fair.
actually going to call Camila later. Hopefully she'll answer, but she'll give us her light on if she thought it should have been longer, maybe.
Yeah, because obviously,
it's not fair.
let's get to who
Because
finished
the ones
what
who won,
first.
they won because they deserved it.
Well, we
And
still
now
don't
they're over
know
here.
who's gonna win.
Well, I'm just saying in general.
I would feel really
I mean?
crappy about myself if I didn't get to the yacht. Like, I don't think it's
Jordan and
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them, and Camila and Jemmy. But honestly, the truth of the matter is, the third place team gets to split $15,000, and they didn't do. I mean, they were there for 2 hours.
It's a good month. It's a good month,
Yeah.
man.
So really,
Yeah.
like the rest of what everybody else to do is about to be complete hell, and they don't have to do that. And if they were only going to get $15,000 anyway, they'd probably rather not go through all those steps. But that's if they were going to come in third place,
True.
Right.
So Paul and Emily, they land to the shore first, and CT and Wes are actually the first one, even though the guys had a later start. CT and Wes finished the puzzle first,
That was a
which
shock
Johnny
to me.
could not believe. You
Yeah,
too?
that was a shock to me.
I
Well,
think it
mean,
was a shock to them.
Yeah.
I was surprised one of the girl teams didn't get the first to the
Right.
the yacht.
Yeah, because they left earlier by a couple
And it
minutes.
seems like they'd have, in theory, they would have like the patience to build a puzzle because the guys are just like, throw this there. Arr.
Right.
And it's because CT and Wes always fight. But I think that this is one of those things where if it fits, it fits,
and
Like,
you have to work together as a team. You can't be fighting. And like CT and Wes were not.
And those
arguing at
are
all.
fucking hard, man. I told you guys, Battle of the Sexes 1, that was part of our final. And me and two guys couldn't figure that thing out in an hour. We had to literally go cheat off the girls. And it was awesome. But yeah, that thing's a bitch, man.
Yeah,
It just
but-
either works or it doesn't.
that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like it's not as much of a crapshoot as hitting people with blindfolds and sticks, but it's kind of like if it fits, it does, and if it doesn't,
Right.
you're out of luck.
Knock it down and do something over.
Yeah.
It's cool that they gave him 3 different choices to kind of, if you can't
Yeah.
do one, do the other one. There's a game on my phone I play that's exactly
You told me that.
game.
You probably
Yeah.
kicked this challenge's ass.
Probably not,
Right.
because after in that I don't work well in heat.
But I couldn't believe that 2 of the guy teams
At all.
couldn't finish in the hour, though.
Like,
that
we
was
love
crazy.
each other, and if we did that together, we'd be going off on each other.
I could not be doing that.
Like,
heat right
bitch.
I love Paul out of breath reading the Rochelle.
I know, it's like, girl, you don't have to read that out loud. Like, it is okay.
She has eyes for herself.
Right.
Connect the box.
Right. I totally caught that. I was like, why is this girl going out of her breath to really say all the directions?
I
Like,
loved it.
Airtime.
What was interesting about CT and West is that they finished in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was great, man. I was a shock. No, I love this episode.
Cara Marie and Cook were the first girls. They finished with 19 minutes left
which
to
was a
go.
surprise.
Yeah.
They were the last ones to get on the beach.
Girl
Yeah.
power. The
They
underdogs
did do
came
it.
through.
They sure
Again.
did. They work
Bam.
because they work together well. That's another team that works together.
I'm
well.
totally rooting for them. I think that they rock at this point. I mean, really, I'm rooting for Cook, but I think she rocks.
Did you guys
Yeah.
want Camila and Jemmy to finish the puzzle and get to the out first before Paul and Emily, or where do you guys stand with that?
No, I mean,
I think from the spirit of the show, it worked out the right way.
Right.
It really would have been a huge fucking curveball if fucking Emily and Paul didn't make it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would have felt really bad. They're so strong, and I think that they really do deserve a chance to compete. But that being said, I think that Camila and Jemmy earned their place as well. I
we
really
did
do.
third place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they lost. They got $15,000, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So time's up. Johnny and Frank get the lead in the kayak, which dumb MTV. Like, it just doesn't make sense
That's so dumb. That
The time limit.
that they got to leave to go to the out first.
They basically said Johnny and Frank beat them to the island. It was the seconds between them. It's, they probably made that up on the fly, to be honest with you. They're like,
I'm sure it was.
there's no way these guys can't finish this puzzle in an hour.
Yeah.
5 minutes left to go. They're like,
Yeah.
call production.
When
Yeah.
one person's putting
Give someone
together
a
a
lead.
puzzle and one person's taking it apart, obviously
That's
there's
wrong.
an issue.
They're like this.
That's
Give Frank and Johnny the lead. Frank and Johnny lead at least 20 seconds. Okay.
Frank and Johnny are like, we'll take it.
you guys get a 20-second lead.
But we
Hey.
see that one of the
Never know.
kayaks capsized.
Yeah.
Who do you think it was?
All right. Well, while we decide who we think it was, I'm gonna shoot over to Steven in the booth if we can get Camila on the line.
Yeah, let's see if
Okay,
she
give me
answers.
2 seconds.
All
see
right.
if
So,
she
who
answers.
do you guys think it was that capsized? I want to assume it was Frank and Johnny, just because everyone's like, "This throws a huge curveball."
Yeah, and I hope.
But I
it's them.
swear it kind of looked like Marlon was in the kayak.
Like flipped over, you mean?
Yeah, when it flipped.
I like.
But Frank is really tan. So.
I kayak pretty hard sometimes, and capsizing a kayak is pretty difficult. I'm surprised that they flipped it.
But
But
why
they're
is
also
it such
very
a
big.
curveball? Can you not get back onto a kayak?
no, you
can,
can,
but
it's
it's a pain in the
hard.
ass.
Obviously, you're losing time.
It's a pain in the arse.
But yeah, but also think about it. They weren't. Jordan and Marlon weren't that far behind.
They weren't.
And those are shark-infested waters.
That's what I'm saying. Ugh,
She wouldn't have been about that live.
okay.
And, yeah, especially if Marlon can't swim that well, and I feel like they took off their life. Did they have their life vests on for the yacht?
I think
mean,
they
for
did.
the.
Yeah.
They would have made them, yeah. They're very technical about that.
So, but if you were to take off your life vest, they would disqualify you. Or?
I think they would have yelled, "Hey, put your life jacket back on." That would have been my,
Yeah.
Is it
theory.
just
Because
that-
they're very tight on safety and
like
insurance.
if you get hurt without the life
Yes,
vest, then
exactly.
our,
Then you can sue
our
us.
loopholes don't work.
Right.
Isn't the first sentence of your contract like, if you die, not our fault?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we read one of the
Yeah, we
MTV
read.
contracts. I
If
don't
you
know if
die-
they've changed it right now.
Sucks for
You
you.
die, you sucks for
You're
you.
on the line with AfterBuzz TV.
All right, what up, Camila?
Hey, Camila, I told you.
What's up?
Hey, I told you I would come through. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Camila,
Yes.
I have a question right off the bat. This is Mark, by the way. I have a question because it kind of bothered me, and I want to ask you personally because you kind of like the fate of it was in your hands. So at the very end, you do the final challenge, right? And the first leg of it is the swim, and then it's the build the blocks, and then obviously the kayak back, right? I just thought, I thought for a final challenge, there should have been more stages to that before someone got eliminated. I feel like the swim and the puzzle wasn't enough to send someone not competing anymore. Do you agree with that or no?
Yes, 100%. That's why I was so upset. It sucked because we had no chance. It was literally going through like a mini challenge before the final, and then we didn't get to see anything else. We should have for sure had something much better, much more challenging before. You know what I mean? Like, you've been through finals before, and that was just dumb and stupid, and I hated it.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm going to cry right now.
Well, and Camila, what did you also think kind of about how they last minute at the end of the hour, they kind of let Johnny and Frank go? Do you think that they should have given them that extra time to go ahead of Jordan and Marlon, or do you feel that they just should have, whoever finishes the puzzle and gets to the out first? Which way would you?
Well, that was accurate, actually. I don't think neither one of them finished any of the puzzles, and Johnny and Frank got to the shore before the other team, so that's why they got to leave earlier. So that was actually accurate.
So, but you think that
they got there first?
So, but you think that was fair?
Or do you think they should have had to stay till they finished the puzzle?
I don't think the whole thing. I think I think we should all have been able to, we should have had to stay there until we finished the puzzle.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
I agree.
unfortunately, we had like an hour to do each puzzle, and it was like, okay, so as soon as our hour is up, we can move on. Like, it was kind of stupid.
Yeah, because the
I
way
didn't like it. It was a weird setup.
Yeah. All right, Camila. So I also want to kind of I want to kind of rewind to last week a little bit.
Okay.
In the house, you sat and talked to all the girls, and you kind of wanted to make I don't know if I want to call it an alliance, but you kind of wanted to have an understanding with all of the girls. And you felt like DM didn't really hold up to that standard in which y'all talked about. Can you kind of go in a little more in detail as far as what you expected out of the girls after having that conversation with them?
Yes. Basically, we all did have an alliance. That was no surprise to anybody. We were working together since day one, and everything worked out, the way we wanted it to until that day, until last episode when Cooking Carl won. So we knew that the scenario was ugly, and it was, someone's going to lose. But I was expecting them to have some respect for me as, being their friend and being working with them, to just let the guys make the decisions on their own. And they don't show enough how bad Diem and Anissa were actually trying really hard to get everyone to vote for me and Jemmy. And to me, that's what hurt me, because not only that, but I asked Diem multiple times, and she kept denying it. She kept telling me, no, I'm not trying to get anyone to vote for you guys. Like, it's just a tough decision, and I'm just trying to, figure it out. When the whole time she knew that she wanted me and Jimmy since the moment she lost. And it was just the line that really just pissed me off, because I was like, if it was me and I wanted you, I would say it to your face, and I would be like, hey, this is the game, and I want you. I think that I have a better chance going against you. But she never said that until the end, until after the whole fight. And that's what pissed me off. And she was just very crazy about the whole thing. Like she lost control, she lost the challenge, and she completely went a little nuts, because that's not a situation she's used to being in.
Right.
So I understand that, but I would have appreciated if she came to me and just told me to my face, like, don't lie about it. Just
You know
tell
what?
me,
That kind of brings us to the question that everybody keeps asking all of the time. Is DM one person on the show, the way she comes across, and a different person in real life? And I feel like that was a prime example of that. And honestly, usually DM's everybody loves her, thinks she's all-American girl. But last week, she got a lot of hate for what she was doing. Do you feel like DM has these two sides to her, or do you feel like this was just a one-time situation?
When someone is in DM situation, I can't say that I know what she was feeling and what she was going through. She had just ended chemo, and she was going through a lot. I myself gave her some hormone shots, so I don't judge her at all. I don't know what she was going through, but I do believe DM, I love her dearly, regardless of the show. I do believe she's a very good person, and she does tend to want to have control of things, and that's understandable. We all have our ways, and that's her. That's who she is. And I just feel like she's calculated. She knows. I mean, she has mad gift. She has things that she needs to say. Like, she needs to. How do I say this? Like, I kind of don't care. I'll say whatever I have to say. I don't really think ahead. Diem thinks ahead, and she has a purpose to everything she does, and that's not a bad thing. But as soon as she lost control of that, it kind of made her a little crazy. So I'm not one to say, like, I can't say that, yeah, Diem has two faces, or she tries to be this or tries to be that. I don't know. I don't know her heart. I don't know what goes in her head.
Right.
But in that situation, yeah, she did act, you know, like she did kind of show that she's human and she's not perfect. And usually she tries to present this perfect person that nobody's perfect, you know, so it's okay to mess up.
And do you think she kind of went a little bit crazy because she thought she was going to basically kind of, you know, slide through to the finals, and the fact that she had to really compete and really show herself? Do you think she was like kind of more like off bat on that? Because that's kind of something like I was calling out the whole season, you know. She's obviously has a lot of the politics in the house to like make her at least make it to the final, like where she had to, but then they finally lost one of the challenges that they had to do, and so now she really had to show herself and prove herself. So do you think she was just really more mad at the fact that, you know, she wasn't able to just be taken to the final? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture. Definitely there's some of that. She does try, you know, she did work out every day. You know, Diem, like, I envy her strength and her determination because no matter what she was going through, she would get up and work out maybe twice a day sometimes, you know. So she did try. I don't think she expects to just slide by. However, she does expect her politics, because she is good with politics. So she does, I feel like she does expect that to always get her to the end. And this time, unfortunately, it was an unlucky ride at the end. And she kind of had to go through what I went through, what she put me through in Battle of the Axes. Mark was there, you know. She kind of made it to where I was going to go in at the very end when we worked together the whole entire time. We actually had to go against Mark, who we had been working together the whole entire game, and she had to go through that, and she finally got to see that. It doesn't feel good, you know.
And
it sucks.
one thing I want to, you talked about politics in the house, and we all know that, you know, the originals kind of all stick together, but it was very interesting towards
You mean the Vats?
Yeah, the Vats, the OGs, original gangsters, you know. But it was kind of interesting to kind of see you and Diem switch men as far as who was helping who had your back. How did that come about? How did you and CT? How did CT start rooting for you guys and Johnny start rooting for Diem?
Well, me and CT basically, well, Johnny is a little bit of a scumbag no matter what. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to get to the end, and he's proven that he has no loyalty to anybody. You know, like at that point in the game, he had won already. He was in the final. He didn't care. And I didn't really expect him to vote for Paula over me. They've known each other forever, and so I didn't care about that. I expected that. And when it comes to CT, I've always been good with CT. You know, I've never done anything to him. He's never done anything to me. I do respect the way Wes plays the game. And CT, on Battle of the Axes, he had our backs. You know, we said we were going to work together. We worked together. So I had no reason to believe he wasn't going to do the same on this one. And him and Wes came to me, and I don't think they even show that. But we had sort of our own little alliance going. We said, like, you're not my number one, but I'm not going to say your name unless it comes down to you and my number one. So, and they said the same about me. And Diem knew that, but I think it comes down to, like, Diem and CT thing, their romantic thing. Like, Diem expects CT to do what she wants, and the moment he didn't, you know, he was being loyal to us. I don't think he was trying to prove her wrong or anything. She lost. There was nothing he could do. And he was being loyal to us, and I respect him for that. And it's too bad that Diem didn't see that and took it against him. But it was a different game. I have to say, it was entertaining to see how everything got really screwed up there at the end.
Hey, Camila.
It was entertaining.
So you finish. You can't solve the blocks. You're very upset. You're crying. You're punching the styrofoam blocks with your fist. So I want to know, because I like to know like stuff that the viewer can't see. So you're eliminated. So what happens? Do you get to hang out that night? Do you go back to the hotel? Like, what do you do that? Do you drink beer and like?
Do you have to kayak home?
Do you kayak home? Like, tell me what happens when they say,
Mark,
okay, you're
it
done.
was the most upsetting situation ever, because it was like getting to the final and never getting to see the damn fucking final.
Right.
Part of my French, but. So we just literally took, while they all went to the yacht and spent the night at the yacht doing God knows what, doing nothing, we got to go back in a little boat and got back to the hotel, and it was the most depressing thing ever. I'm not going to lie. It sucked. Yes, we got to drink, and I did drink, but it sucked.
You never.
Like, it was,
Come on.
what?
I said,
You
come on.
drinking?
You drank? Get out of
Never.
here.
No.
Me? No way.
What was it like sitting, as far as you and Gemma, you guys said you guys have respect for each other. And, I mean, after that, I'm sure emotions are high. What was kind of your thought as far as, did either one of you kind of have any anger towards each other? Or did you just kind of, you know what, we tried, we didn't make it?
It was a mixture of feelings and emotions. I hated Jimmy, but at the same time, we couldn't believe what just happened. It just happened so fast, and it was such a big flip at the very end, and we were not expecting that, because in a final, that's the beauty of a final. You don't know who's going to win. Whoever is winning in the beginning may lose at the end, and it's just an up and down thing. That's the beauty of a final, and we didn't get to experience that, so it was almost unreal to us.
Right.
And you're like riding back to the hotel, and you're looking at the beautiful islands of Thailand, and it's, you're happy because you're trying to appreciate what you have still, because you're like, fuck, like I still won third place. I'm still in Thailand. I'm in like the ocean, like looking at these beautiful islands. So you're trying to appreciate all of that and appreciate the fact that you got through it with her. At the end of the day, she's the one that was there for me the whole way. Doesn't matter how good of a competitor she was or I was. So it was just a mixture of emotions. We got along. If I had to say, like, if we were more fighting, or we kind of got along towards the end better, but it was a bittersweet situation.
Had you guys gotten through and you had been able to compete in the rest of the challenge, how do you think you would have stacked up against the other female teams?
I don't know. I mean, if I look back at the challenges, I would say we would have probably won third place, just based on how we did. But you never know. To this day, I know as much as you. I still haven't seen the finals, so I don't really know. I know what I've heard, but I haven't really seen what they did.
Right.
But you never know. People guess out. People that you don't expect guess out. It's a lot of factors involved, the heat, emotions, so I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe we would have won first. Maybe we would have still won third. So
because what I was saying before
I got to see it.
What I was saying before was, if you were going to get third place anyway, I'm not saying necessarily you would have, but if you did, it's kind of better at least that you didn't have to go through the entire challenge before getting third place. You only had to go through the first leg.
It's, to me, it's the experience. To me, nothing beats getting through a final.
I knew you'd say that.
I did it once, and to me, that's all I wanted. All I wanted to do. It doesn't matter first, second, or third. Seeing a final, there's nothing like it.
So, Camila, what's next in Camila's world? Are you keeping the gloves on for other competitions?
Camila's world. Oh, I gotta keep that a surprise.
Oh.
Camila's gloves are always on. You know that, Mark.
Nice.
They never come off.
I like it.
But on the other side, I'm trying to get my zen on. I opened a yoga studio in Miami, a body
fun.
detox, body cleansing. So hopefully it'll help me with my tension
Your
and my
chi.
anger.
You gotta get your chi going, your energy going.
You got to sell pocket protein there.
Yeah.
Pocket protein in the yoga studio.
Hey, I took 2 today already.
Good.
So
I'll send you more soon.
I'm definitely taking those.
Thank you for that picture. It was great. It was hilarious. You look very cute.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing.
Camila, what was it like being on that bus? Y'all are thinking you're going to Tokyo. You're hanging out. You're probably relaxed, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a van pulls up in front of you. I mean, was it more dramatic, so you already kind of know and you had to act it out, or
No.
were you really scared at one point? Like,
We did not know. I was scared the whole time. Until I saw TJ's face, I was scared. All the cameras they had in there were hidden cameras. Like, they didn't have any crew in there.
Oh, wow.
Like they even usually do. So we had no idea. In our minds, it was like, okay, because usually when we're about to change locations, they kind of give us a free day to where we don't, we don't have to be under the cameras and anything. And that's what it felt like. And then all of a sudden, I swear to God, I thought I was being kidnapped. I started crying. Like, I panicked. Like, we all panicked. Like, I went white. Probably like our ghost.
How long did they leave Cara Maria on that bus?
I actually didn't know about that because I was already in the other van
God, that
with
was
my
so
head,
funny.
with the thing over my head. So I had no idea.
but watching the van get in front, you see these like ninjas getting out. Okay, was there any talk of anyone being like, all right, how are we going to stop these people?
No, it happened too fast. It was like, what is going on? At first, I thought it was an accident. I thought like our bus, like our van just hit something. And then I see all these ninjas coming in, and it was really fast. So there was no time for that. Everyone just freaked the hell out.
All right,
So
and
fun.
then if you could redo something on the challenge, kind of go back and change, an action that you did, or maybe a competition, what would it be? What would be a moment that you would go back and kind of change, or do you not regret anything?
A moment, I regret is not a word in my vocabulary, my dictionary, but I would try to slow down with my craziness, throwing chairs and everything, and
You love
telling
that.
Johnny
That's
that he
your
was going
move.
to die. That kind of thing. I would tone it down a little bit, but you know what? You live and learn, and that's how I'm growing as a person. If a lot of these things hadn't happened, I wouldn't have the opportunity to grow from them. So I don't regret anything. If anything, I'd be just more. I'd put my I don't know even how to say this. I would be more aggressive in the competitions, and I would just try harder. That's what I would do.
There you go. All right, Camila. Well, we want to have your fans. Where can they follow you?
My Twitter and my Instagram and my Facebook, they're all at Camila MTV. It's one L with C, Camila MTV. And my store website is www.cleanstartmiami.com. You guys feel free to go check it out.
Nice.
But yeah,
Thanks so
in. much for having me.
Yes, no
Thank
problem.
you,
Thank you
Camila,
for calling
Great
in.
talking
calling in.
to you.
And congratulations for even just making it as far as
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Doc.
Third place. It's not as good as first, but it's third place. So.
Exactly.
something.
Hey, at least you know you got a
It's
check
the-
coming in the mail.
Oh, yes, and it's the experience that counts more than anything. But thanks for having me. You guys have a good night.
All right, Dom.
There you go.
Bye,
Bye,
Camila.
Camila.
Call you later.
I don't know why. She just kind
I
of
love
touched
it.
my heart a little bit.
Very politically correct
Roxy
answers.
loves Camila now.
It was very. I don't know why.
She writes on her paper, I like her.
Yeah, I did write that. I like her.
Better
Yeah.
than what this one's writing over here. All right, on that note, let's head into predictions.
Yeah!
I'm just daddling and doodling.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Okay, guys, who capsized on that? It's like when Paul's not like trying to read.
I'm just praying it's, even though Frank's probably like, what the, why would you even say that? I'm praying it's Frank and Johnny, just so, because you know what I mean? Like, I just want
For the
competition.
tension.
Yeah.
For the-
Yeah, I want
If it's Jordan and
competition.
Marlon, it's just like, oh, sorry, bye.
Yeah.
Right, and I want them to at least kind of get the lead back.
Yeah, I want it to be a nail biter. And I think
Yeah.
I think they did the editing well. I'm not sure.
But to see Johnny, if Johnny capsizes, it's
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
how is he even living right now with himself? Because, you know,
Right.
CT and Wes ain't going to let that one down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good Lord. It's going to be
So-
exciting, though. I can't wait to watch.
All right, girl
And
team,
what the
who's
hell is the
winning?
rest?
I don't know. They both deserve it. But I mean, Paula and Emily are pretty a tough team.
I'm gonna say Paul and Emily.
You got to put your money on the people that won most of the challenges. That's them.
Yeah, and especially from here on out, it's probably going to be a lot of running.
Yeah.
Probably.
I saw bamboo through, stuff. I think it's like a lot of crazy.
It looked like actually a lot of puzzles.
And a lot of like challenges.
And
the
drinking and
throwing up.
eating
Saw some
weird
throwing up.
I
things.
know, I can't.
I don't know. I don't know
Like,
if
were
I
they
just saw it
swallowing
wrong.
their own vomit?
That's what it looked like. It looked like they actually by accident puked in the thing and then had
Oh,
to.
stop. It's got the...
Yeah.
Wait, remember the challenge where you had to drink the hot milk, cup of milk, and then shoot an arrow?
Should we bring back our foursome challenge for next week because it's the last one?
We'll do an in-studio live challenge.
What is it?
Well, you have to vomit and
make one
then
up?
drink it.
Drink it.
I lost that week. All right, well, you guys can tweet us if you guys have any ideas for a challenge you want to see us do next week. Tweet it at us. Make sure you guys follow us at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Also, make sure you guys purchase The Adventures of Serial Buddies. It's on DVD now, not only on iTunes. So you guys can get it at like Target, Netflix, Walmart, all everywhere. So while you're picking up your pocket protein at
Wegman, ShopRite, Bed Bath & Beyond.
you guys can make sure you check out The Adventures of Serial Buddies on DVD. You guys can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
At Sensei_DRC.
At Roxy Striar.
And at the Mark Long.
Till next week, same time, same place.
Holla!
Pussy love.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.